Hello guys, it's your girl Princess Diamond from V Lions Techmatics, and today I'm going to be subbing a 20-ounce straight tumbler from my girl Miranda. You can check her out at All About Blanks. Here she is with her logo as well as the name of her blanks. I want to be like her when I grow up, have my face on the box and on my labels. So I'll definitely be checking her out on how I can go about doing that. But today we're going to do this gorgeous gold iridescent type 20-ounce straight tumbler. And I'm going to be putting this lovely dolphin picture on it. I done already printed out my image. I'm using Honestly Speaking paper and Miranda's tumbler from All About Blanks. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trim off the excess of the white. So I do that. I have my ruler. Make sure you guys can see. So I'm just going to put this down to serve as a guide to trim off the excess. I hope everyone is doing having a phenomenal day today. I'm just so excited to be doing this tumbler. I want to see how it turns out. And with a straight tumbler, it's pretty simple. I'll put my measurements in. I want to take off the top, and I normally just take the image, make sure it's up, and just wrap it around the tumbler just so I can see if I have the right measurements, and I do. It's going to be nice and snug. So before I get started, I want to wipe off the tumbler. So I have a microfiber cloth, and I just want to get as much of my fingerprints off as possible. I don't really use alcohol too much. So get as much as my fingerprints off as possible. And when I wrap my tumbler, I use heat tape and masking tape. So here is my heat tape. Let me get my chair. So I hope let me get you guys closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I want to make sure I wrap this around, and I'm going to try to line this up to the seam. And as you can see, this is a nice fit. I then want to make sure that I pull the tumbler together so I can get my seams together. And I love using this wide tape, because with the wide tape you can get a lot of stuff. So you pull that real tight, then I put this down, and then I continue to go up, pulling and going up, so I can make sure that my seam is seamless. And I make sure that as I'm going up, I'm overlapping the heat tape onto the previous piece that I put up. And I like this tape dispenser because I like how it pre-cuts your pieces for you, so that I can just keep going, and I make sure that as I'm putting it down, it's laying on top of the previous, and then I'm squeezing it in so that I can get the image nice and tight. And then I squeeze the tape and fold it over. So see how it overlaps and comes straight down? And then I do the bottom next. So with the bottom, I basically will put it onto the previous heat tape that I did down a seam, and then I pull it, I go down and just let the tape touch the bottom. Try not to do too much bending or creasing. And I just do that all the way around, making sure that the tape overlaps the previous piece, and then push it down. I absolutely love doing tumblers. My favorite tumbler is the tapered tumbler, and my measurement for the straight tumbler is 9.35 by 8.2. So 9.35 is what I believe I did with this one, by 8.2. So that's the bottom, and then we do the top. I hope everyone is having a marvelous day, because I know I am. So once again, this is a 20-ounce straight tumbler, and my dimensions that I did for my image is 9.35. You could do 9.2, but I just did 9.35 by 8.2. It varies for different tumblers. You may want to take your tape measure and go around the top and the bottom, just so you can see if that's the measurements for you, but that measurement seemed to work. So now I've done the top. So what I do next is I use masking tape. I don't use shrink wrap. I use masking tape. So when I use my masking tape, I can stand up for this so you guys don't have to see my raggedy back. Okay. So, turn this away. So, with this, I normally start at the bottom in the middle, and you can see it overhangs. And I basically pull the masking tape as I'm going around, but don't pull too much whereas though it's going to rip. And then I go all the way around the bottom, and then I start to go up as I go around, making sure that the next section is touching the previous. Then the part that's hanging, I just smooth that underneath. Just smooth that underneath so that it doesn't stick to me or anything like that. And then I just keep going around, pulling and rubbing to make sure that it's going around and touching the previous row. And I just do that starting from the bottom and then go all the way up to the top. Rubbing and making sure that it's nice and snug, and making sure that I'm overlapping as I'm going around. I don't do this and add shrink wrap. That's what I don't do. I find that this masking tape and heat tape method works great for me. So I've done a couple of hundred tumblers, and this method works very well for me. So I hope this method works for you guys as well. So I'm just pulling and overlapping onto the previous. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We're here at the top. And I just go around enough at the top, whereas though once I get to the top, you can see that it's above the top, and then I just fold it in. Just fold it in. And then I just wrap it around just to make sure that it's nice and snug. And now it's time to put this in the oven. So, got my heat glove, and let's go upstairs to put this bad boy in the oven. I hope you guys are having a marvelous day. Thanks for chilling with me. Okay, so I use a convection oven, and when I use my convection oven right here, it's a oyster, and what I do is I put it in for 375 for 6 minutes. So I'm going to get my timer. Okay, so I got my handy dandy iPad for my timer. So when I put my tumbler in, I always put it in where as though the heat tape strip is facing me, so that I know at 3 minutes to rotate this so that it'll be at the back. So my timer is in here. And as you can see right there, so I see that it's at the time, so I'm going to put this in. I just put it in like that and then start my timer. And at 3 minutes I rotate. So once again, my name is Princess, and I am the CEO for V Lions Techmatics, and I am subbing a 20-ounce tumbler for my girl Miranda at All About Blanks. So check her out. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a marvelous day. You could have been doing anything else, but I want to thank you for spending your time with me and doing this awesome tumbler. Let's see how it turns out. So we are at 5 minutes now, and when you put your tumbler in the convection oven, you want to make sure that it's on turbo convection. So I make sure it's on that. Then I do 375 as my temperature. I normally put the timer up really high so it'll make time for it to heat up. And I make sure that before I put the tumbler in, that my thermometer is reading the temperature that I want, so that I have no problem with it being at the 375. And then I use a timer because I like to rotate mine, and as I rotate, by me seeing the heat tape seam, it allows me to know what side is what. So I let it stay in this direction for 3 minutes, and then I rotate it and keep it in for an additional 3 minutes, and then I take it out and I use my handy dandy heat glove. I only use one. I really like to just hold the tumbler with one while I take the heat tape off with the other. I don't need the other glove. I'm pretty much used to the heat for that. So we are almost at 3 minutes, where it's time to rotate. So I'll be rotating in about 20 seconds, and I'm interested in seeing how this is going to turn out. The rotation is relatively quick. You don't want to take too much time rotating it because you don't want too much of the heat to escape. So here we go. Okay, that's 3 minutes. Just that fast. It's just that fast of a rotation time. So now that that's going, we just wait the other 3 minutes, and then we take it out and see how well it subs. I hope this time and temp is the time and temp for this particular tumbler. All of my other tumblers that I always do at 375 for 6 minutes, and this particular convection oven turned out wonderfully. So I'm interested to see how this new color is. The color was really nice. I love that shimmery gold type color. So we have a little over 2 minutes, and then we should see the final reveal. Once again, you can get this 20-ounce tumbler from All About Blanks. Check her out. And Miranda normally comes on and she does a live, and awesome lady. I love her vibe. She's just so nice, and I'm so honored to be able to sub on one of her tumblers. Thank you. So once again, all I used was the Honestly Speaking paper, heat tape, and masking tape to wrap my tumblers. The dimensions were 9.35 by 8.2, and you can do 9.2. I just went a little over just to make sure that it was close. So you can do 9.2 or 9.3, then cut off the excess. We have less than a minute before the final reveal. Thank you guys for tuning in with me with making this tumbler. We have a little less than 35 seconds, and then we can take this out. So I've never subbed on shimmering golds, but that color looks amazing. It also comes in silver. This is the gold one, but it comes in silver as well. It comes with a straw in the top as well. So it's about to be over, guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we take this out. I stop my my oven, and then I hold the tumbler and then I unravel. And then start with the heat tape around. Then I come down the seam. And then I unravel the bottom. And then here is the big reveal. Guys, check out this, guys. No ink left on the paper, no ink. And look at how amazing this turned out. OMG. Guys, this looks amazing. 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 So I'm going to take some pictures and show you guys how this turned out. You really can't see with the glare. So thank you guys for spending time with me, and I'm going to take some pictures so you can see how this amazing tumbler turned out. Great job, Amanda at All About Blanks. Great tumbler. I'm your girl Princess from V Lions Techmatics. Bye, guys.